Hi everyone, my name is Juanita, aka the Caramel Yogi, and today is our final part of the Vinyasa for Beginners series. So as we sit here in a meditative seat, this can be an easy seat like I am in now, or maybe even bound angle with the bottoms of the feet pressed together. Go ahead and just find a sense of stillness, maybe closing your eyes to the outward gaze. As we begin to set our intentions, slow down the heart rate from the beginning of our day. Maybe you bring hands onto the knees for grounding, or have the palms lifted towards the sky for receiving. And just start to notice your breath. Feeling the coolness of the inhale through the nostrils. And releasing anything that is no longer serving you through the exhales. As I've mentioned through the other Vinyasa series classes that we had, we just want to align our body with our breath. Let the breath guide the movement. So just take this moment to familiarize yourself. Maybe this is a point where you do set your intention. It can be as simple as I'm strong or I'm strength. Maybe something as my breath guides my body and breath work together. Just something that can remind you through the practice to go at your own pace. Allow yourself to be ruled by the breath and that movement in your body rather than any outside clutter or noise. So as you continue to sit here, noticing the breath in its fullness, we'll just take some moments to stretch out our wrists. So go ahead and I like to just move the wrists in a circular position. You can close the fists, open them. Just feeling all of that tightness, or maybe even almost like I kind of say it's like a stuck feeling. And go ahead and release that energy that may be trapped there. Moving in any direction you want, switching that direction around. If you've been going for one position a long time. And as your wrists start to open up, feel a little bit more energized, you can begin to flick water. You can imagine your best friend is in front of you and just feel almost like that creakiness leaving the body. Or at least leaving the wrist at this point. Once you're done with that, go ahead, shake out the wrist. And just allow your body to just take all that stress away. Once you feel content here, go ahead and bring those hands back down to your knees with those palms open or down against the body. And allow yourself to just sink a little deeper, almost in like a meditation. Closing the eyes to the outward gaze. Maybe you inhale, take the shoulders up to your ears. And exhale, relax the shoulders back and down, opening up the chest. And just noticing, is there any point in the body that feels like there's still tension here? Something you want to release? And letting the breath guide you. Let's go ahead and take some Sufi circles here. So we're just allowing the body to move in a circular position, melting the heart as we come towards the legs, arching our back. And really notice those areas you want to pay more attention to. You can bring it in the opposite direction when you feel ready. Allowing the shoulders to just dip forward, rocking back. Remember, the breath is guiding the movement. So allow it to be nice and easy, almost like a massage. And as soon as you feel good here, I invite you to come back to center. And we'll start with some seated side bends. Remember, just allowing the body to open up before we go into our sun salutations and all of that good stuff. So take a nice deep inhale, allow the arms to come up and over towards the sky. Maybe lifting the gaze towards the hands. And on the exhale, allow the hands to come down, gently being placed on the mat. So your hands are settling next to the hips. We're going to start with our right hand grounded down onto our mat. Fingers nice and open, spread out wide. As we inhale, left hand up and over. So we can stay right here, letting our gaze lift towards that left hand. If you feel you want a deeper side bend, you can just walk that right hand towards the short end of your mat, or just away from your body, depending how your mat is oriented. And just breathe into the side body stretch, all right here. Nice deep inhale. Feel your heart expand. Maybe the shoulder just opens up. And exhale, feel that bend. On your next inhale, we're going to switch sides. So inhale, left hand reaches towards the sky, comes to ground down, left hand on the mat. Once you feel like you're back to center, inhale, right hand comes up and over. Now allowing that right side body to just open up. This is a good stretch. I know some of you are on the West Coast, or you're just waking up. Allow this bend to just wake the heart open. Remember, you can walk that left hand a little farther away from the body, just to deepen the side bend. And when you're ready to come out, inhale, let that right arm reach towards the sky before exhaling to land back onto the mat gently. With our fingers now on the mat, we'll inhale, allow them to grace forward just in front of our body. So we can roll over the tops of our knees and come to a tabletop position. So this will have our knees right underneath our hips, hands placed just below the shoulders, and I like to tuck my toes underneath, just to protect the integrity here. I'm on a thinner mat today, so this allows a little bit more cushion. So now that we're here, finding a nice stable point, go ahead and invite some cat-cows. So with our cow, we want to inhale the crown of our head up to the ceiling, allowing the pelvis to drop towards the mat. And on the exhale, you want to pull the belly button into the spine, allowing the crown of the head to bow as you push the mat away. Go ahead, cycle through this at your own pace. Remember, breath is guiding the movement. Our yoga to just feel good. We're not worried about how it looks. Just nice, smooth movements, a massage for the body. Maybe you're feeling comfortable here. We can begin to bend the elbows, maybe move the shoulders. And just to give our wrists a little bit more love, when you come back to center, I want you to point your fingertips in towards the spine of your mat. A nice little bend in the elbows as we rock from side to side. I like to peel off my fingertips as I rock to the side that they're on. Just feeling all of that energy kind of come up and leave through the body. As soon as you feel nice and stretched out here, you can point the fingertips back towards the top of your mat. And just for today, I want us to get acquainted with our child's pose, especially with a lot of movement with the sun styles, and we'll be doing some balancing. I want you to bring your knees in together towards the spine of the mat, bringing the feet together. You can actually uncurl them if you have the toes tucked, and allow your hips to sit back onto the heels. You can have your arms outstretched, but I invite you for today to bring your arms around the thighs, allowing them to be right onto the mat, and rest your head down. When you're in this child's pose today, I want you to focus on breathing into the different parts of the spine. So the upper back, middle, and lower. So just to try this out, I want you to breathe a nice deep inhale into the lower back, almost feeling yourself rise. And on the exhale, just melt down. The same kind of zen that you feel here, I want you to feel through your yoga postures. Finding a way to find comfort, like this almost connection between effort and ease in all the poses. So when you're ready, I want you to inhale, unravel back to your tabletop position. Feel free to stretch out your knees, stretch out your feet. And as soon as you're ready, planting the hands down, spreading out those fingertips, these are our foundation. And just slowly inhale to lift the knees off of the mat and walk your way up between your hands for a halfway lift. I like to look towards the horizon. You can have your fingertips gracing the mat, hands on the shins, or maybe coming up on your thighs. Just invite that nice straight back. And on the exhale, forward fold down. Allow the head to hang heavy. Maybe a slight bend in the knees. And moving slowly, allow the inhale to unravel you up one vertebrae at a time. Bring the hands up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe down by your sides. So come to stand at the top of your mat if you're not already there. Letting the toes spread out wide. The palm of the hand shining towards the front of the room. Let's take the moment for a cleansing breath, lifting the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, relax them back and down. We'll be going through our sun salutation A. So moving at your own pace, but feel free to watch me guide you. As we inhale, arms up towards the sky for upward salute. Maybe a small back bend if you wish. And on the exhale, hinge from the hips as you come into a forward fold. On the inhale, have a halfway lift, looking towards the horizon. Exhale, plant your hands down and walk your feet back into a plank. We will be exploring chaturanga today, but just for this first one, we'll be doing knees, chest, chin. So as you come into this upward plank, let's exhale, drop the knees down towards the mat. Chest and chin in between the hands. So now your hips are lifted. On the inhale, you want to push your way up into a cobra or upward facing dog. Today I'm opting for our cobra, so my hips are still on the ground. My elbows are in towards my body. Lifting my chin up just a little bit. And on the exhale, head down towards the mat. Tucking your toes under. Inhale, press into a tabletop or maybe the plank. And exhale the hips back, downward facing dog. We'll be staying here for 5 breaths, so find your strength here, spreading out the fingertips, actively pushing the mat away. As the crown of the head drops, you're going to be guiding your gaze in between your thighs or maybe at your belly button. You can take a cleansing breath here if that feels good. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Just one more breath. And when you're ready, let's take the next inhale. Come to the tippy top of your toes. Having your gaze look towards your hands. And begin to walk your way there into your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold down. Moving one vertebrae at a time. Inhale to unravel to standing. Maybe hands come up overhead, taking that upward salute, maybe a little back bend. And exhale, hands to heart center and down by your sides. So now we'll be doing our sun cell B. This is the longer version of the sun cell that we just did. And we will be exploring chaturanga. So if you know you use maybe a block or strap for this, feel free to bring that through. If not, you are welcome to use the knee, chest, chin variation, or maybe just come back into downward facing dog. I will give you all these options and more. So when you're ready, go ahead, spread the toes out wide. Feel that nice foundation. Palms shining out in front of you. Maybe take this moment to inhale, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, relax them back and down. And let's begin to move as we inhale, arms towards the sky. Maybe taking a small back bend. And exhale, forward fold down. We have a chair pose, so on the inhale, allow the knees to remain bent, letting the hips go back in space and hands are reaching up as if we're grabbing a present off the shelf. Exhale, plant the hands back down. And we're going to slowly walk our way to a plank. So feel free to take your knees, chest, chin here, maybe downward facing dog. Or if you want to try your chaturanga, you can follow with me here. So if you're in this upward plank, you want to shift your body weight forward. So you're almost like your shoulders are in front of your wrist. And on the exhale, you're going to bend the elbows in towards the body, coming almost at a 90 degree. And on the inhale, we're going to push right into upward facing dog. So hips are lifted off the mat. Nice posture, bringing the shoulders down away from the ears. And we'll all meet in exhaling the downward facing dog. Allow the hands to push the mat away. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, just lift onto our toes and focusing on the right foot. We want to inhale that right knee into our chest, shifting our weight forward so that we can plant the right foot in between the hands. So we should all be in a lunge position here. I do have my left heel lifted. And just for today, I'm going to pivot my left heel down. So that foot's at a 45-degree angle. As we inhale, warrior one. You bring those baby ribs back. Nice, strong chest. And on the exhale, we're going to windmill the arms down, framing out our right foot. And slowly send that right foot back on the exhale to the plank. This can be chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. Maybe coming to downward facing dog. Our vinyasa is all about this movement. Keeping that energy flowing through our practice. Remember, we have one more side. So once we all meet in downward facing dog, go ahead, inhale, come to your tippy toes. And allow that left knee to come into the chest, shifting the weight forward so you can step that left foot right in between the hands. Go ahead, pivot that right heel down. And inhale, warrior one. Nice juicy bend in that front knee. And when you're ready, exhale, windmill the hands down, framing out that left foot once again. Step that left to meet the right, and take your vinyasa. Anyone that you choose. As we all meet in downward facing dog, we will stay here for 5 breaths. So really find your strength here. This is a great time to take a cleansing breath. So a nice deep inhale, filling up the belly. And exhale, sigh it out. Just allow your mind to not wander, but focusing the breath to cool down any area of the body. Taking one last deep breath. Let's go ahead, inhale, come to the tippy toes. Allow your gaze to shift forward between the hands and slowly walk your way there. Right into the halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold down. Just for today, I'm going to have you grab the elbows with the hands and just allow yourself to ragdoll. So the head is nice and relaxed. The neck can release any tension that might be held there. Maybe you shift the hips from side to side to slowly allow your body to sway. Really feel any tension in that upper back start to melt. And once you feel a little bit more relief, we can exhale hands down and be placed onto the mat. And keeping a nice bend in your knees, we'll inhale back to chair pose. Nice strong core here. And come to rise up on the next inhale, hands to heart center, and down by your sides. I know that took a little bit more work than Sun Sal A, so let's go ahead. Root to rise, spread out the toes. Feel completely grounded through your feet. And we'll do a slight body scan meditation. So as you take a nice deep inhale, I want you to focus on the energy within your hips. Is there any tension being held here? And on the exhale, allow it to release just from the hips. Same thing will come to the belly. Nice deep inhale, filling the belly. Exhale, release any tension settling there. Once again, inhale into your heart space. Exhale, release. Let's inhale right into our throat. Exhale, release. Inhale toward your third eye, the meetings between the eyebrow. And exhale, release. Wrapping up to the crown of your head. Inhale into the space. Exhale, release. You can slowly start to blink your eyes open if you decided to close your eyes. And we'll come into some balancing for today. So we're focusing just on our right foot for now. So go ahead, spread out those toes, really feeling into the entirety of that foot. And when you feel ready, we'll play around with some balance as we lift the left knee up to maybe about halfway. So we can have this nice kind of, I guess, right angle sort of feel. So I like to keep my palms open, almost like receiving the balance I need, nice flex foot. And now that you know how that feels, go ahead and place that left foot down. Let's move my mat a little bit. We're going to do that once again, but now we're going to add a transition into Warrior 3, which could be a tricky kind of balance posture, but we will figure it out. So as you inhale, so actually go ahead, ground down to the right foot on the exhale. And when you feel ready, inhale, allow that left knee to lift. And as you start to feel stable, we're going to take the next exhale to allow our heart to melt forward as we guide the left foot back. So if this feels a little tricky, you can go ahead and add a bend in that right knee. Maybe as your leg starts to lift, you feel more comfortable having your hands on the ground, go ahead and do so. But see, as you start to get the balance, if you can invite the hands into the chest, and like a prayer mudra, Anjali mudra. And when you're ready to come back, slowly shift that weight back, allowing the heart to lift up, and place the left foot down. So start to see how that felt in your body. There's a lot of energy in that right foot, I'm sure. So you can go ahead and wiggle it out, stomp it out, whatever you need to do. And we'll do that one more time on the right foot. So go ahead, ground down, right into the right foot, spreading out the toes. Take a nice deep inhale, bring that knee up to where that little halfway mark is. And on the exhale, invite it back, Warrior 3. See if you can shift back this time. Inhale, keeping that knee lifted. Exhale, invite that back. Warrior 3. The next time you inhale, bring that knee up. And exhale it down. Coming back to that Tadasana pose. Go ahead, shake it out. I'm sure there's a lot of energy here. We're going to do it on the other side. So this time, exhale, left foot down, spreading out the toes wide, really feeling that security that you need, that stability. And we'll inhale, right knee up this time. You may notice you have more balance on one side than the other, and that's completely okay. Now let's see if we can just jump right into it by exhaling, extending that right leg back. The heart is melting forward. Trust in yourself here. And inhale, bring it back. And just how we did the first round, go ahead, allow the exhale to bring that right foot down to the ground. Go ahead, shake it out. I just like bending one knee at a time. That makes it enough for me. And we'll do that one more time. So go ahead, hype yourself up. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. As you begin to ground down, this time spreading out those left toes. Inhale that right leg up, that right knee up. And exhale, go into that flow state, warrior three. Extending that right leg back. Inhaling, back to that standing position, right knee up. Go ahead, extend it back, warrior three. And as you return, keeping that knee lifted, exhale, foot back down on the ground, and you can go ahead and shake it out. That'll probably be the hardest thing we do today, so don't worry. I know that was a lot of balancing at once. So now that we got a win under our belt, let's go ahead and invite some flowing today. So standing where you are at the top of your mat, I want you to take the foot, let me see. Let's go ahead and step our left foot back, maybe about mid-mat, so that we can turn our feet to face towards the camera or where you see me. So maybe your opposite foot, depending how your mat is oriented. So now that our feet are facing our cameras, we can go ahead, step our toes out to face the corners of our mat. So think about 45 degrees. So now that we're here, I want to take you a moment to inhale, arms up in star position. Nice deep breath. And on the exhale, we're going to bend the knees outward and come to a goddess squat. So I have my arms cactus out, palms radiating forward, just feeling the energy in my body. And once you feel settled here, inhale, stretch the arms out, back into that star position. And exhale, goddess squat. So same thing with the poses we were playing with before. We want to invite a lot of movement. So you begin to move the arms, inviting a little bit more flow, a little bit more ease. And once you feel satisfied, inhale, come into that star. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, goddess squat. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can just lift one heel at a time. I think it's called a sumo squat. And just feel how, I guess, your strength changes as a little bit more of a challenge. Now that you played around with that, inhale, stretch back up to a star. And on the exhale, I want you to clasp your hands behind your back, almost as so. I like to keep my feet pointed the exact way that they were. And as we invite a little bend into the knees, I want you to inhale, open the chest up, bringing the shoulders back, lifting the gaze. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So your hands can come up almost like how I have. But if that's a little too much pressure on the shoulders, allow the hands to rest on the lower back. Same thing here, just allow your breath to calm the body, taking this to have as much ease in it as it can. A little bend in the knees never hurt. And once you feel ready, you can go ahead, bring your hands to your lower back if they're not there already. And on the exhale, allow the hands to come down to the center of your mat, or at least the center of your stance. And we'll invite some flow here. So grounding down through the right hand. Take a nice deep inhale, lifting the left arm towards the sky. And allowing that shoulder to open up as well. So our heart is shining now to the left side. Remember, we're flowing through this now. So at your own pace, we can exhale left hand down. And inhale right arm up. See if we can open that shoulder just a little bit more so our heart shines now to the right. And go ahead and invite your own flow, moving from side to side as we open these different parts of our side bodies. Just a nice juicy twist. Feel free to bend your knees a little bit more. Maybe you even add a block to your practice. You want that underneath your hands instead of reaching to the ground. Let's do one more set of this. Just really breathing. It's almost as if we windmill from side to side. As we approach this last set, take the next exhale to bring the hands down to the ground and just melt the head down just a little bit more. Feeling that release in the back, anything that you're carrying here, just allow it to roll right off. And shake your head yes and no. Releasing anything that may be just stuck in that neck area. And taking a nice juicy bend in the knees. I want you to unravel just one vertebrae at a time as slowly as you can. So allowing your head to lift last. Maybe bring hands to heart center. We're going to step back to the top of our mat. So take a nice deep inhale and slowly walk feet back to the top of your mat. Feel free to shake it out here, moving the shoulders. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, arms up overhead, maybe taking that small back bend. And exhale, forward fold down. You can softly lift halfway. And on the exhale, plant your hands down and walk your feet back so that your knees come down for tabletop. Feel free to shake it out here if you need. And we'll be coming into a child's pose. So you can take whichever child's pose variation that you'd like. I would love for you to revisit our first one at the beginning of practice with knees together, arms wrapped around the sides, and head gently placed on top of the mat. Like I said, we're going to split our back into 3 sections. So on the inhale, whichever variation you're in, let's just breathe into the upper back. Exhale, melt. Let's inhale into the middle back now. Exhale, release. And then inhale to this lower back section. Exhale, melt. If you set an intention at the beginning of practice, this is a good time to revisit. As you feel completely supported by the earth below. We'll stay here for about 3 breaths. If you feel like you're holding on to anything, any kind of pinching or tugging or weight, just give yourself access to release these things. On the inhale, slowly unravel back to a tabletop. Hands right underneath the shoulder blades. Maybe taking this mode for spinal waves. This is the same thing as a cat-cow. We're just allowing this movement, shifting the weight forward and back. As you kind of feel like you're activating these spaces in our spine. As soon as you feel satisfied, come back to the tabletop, finding that center here. As we tuck our toes under and allow your hips to rest back on the heels as we come into a thunderbolt pose. If this feels a little uncomfortable, I know that we can untuck our toes here and just sit on the heels. I just want to focus on activating our feet, especially with those balancing postures. Really feeling the energy kind of going through there. It's not just staying stagnant. You can have your hands on top of the thighs, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the gaze just a little bit, like lifting your chin. Maybe a small smile stretches across your face. As you just take 2 breaths in this posture, like if you'll begin to feel the activation within the feet. Once you feel like you're activated and you're ready to come out of the thunderbolt pose, you can exhale to slide the hands off of your legs and onto the mat, coming back into a tabletop. And go ahead, tap the top of the feet. It may feel like a little stiff from sitting there for a second. Once you're all set here, we're going to take this moment to inhale, step our right foot up between the hands. Once here, go ahead and just almost like we're going to like creep our right foot up about 5 inches or so that we can shift the hips back, lifting the right toes towards your face. Maybe there's a slight bend in the knee here for a runner's lunge. And especially with my mat today, I'm going to tuck my left toes under as well to provide some extra cushion. Once you're here, you can go ahead, allow the head to just bow as you feel into the stretch all throughout this right leg. Invite that torso into the thigh. And just keeping that right foot engaged by flexing the right foot. Feel the stability in and through the hands. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, shift the weight back forward, planting that right foot down. And you go ahead, slide that foot back so it's in between your hands. I know we had a little bit forward at first. And begin to bring your hands towards the right knee. So you're just lifting yourself up. And you can begin to open for a crescent lunge. I want to untuck my back toes here. And inhale my arms up. So now they're straight towards the sky. And if you'd like to, you can invite a tiny back bend. Just find what feels good, allowing that heart to just open up. Maybe the elbows open towards the sides for crescent lunge. Nice cactus arms as we revisit it. And when you're ready, inhale the arms back. And exhale the palms down, framing up that right foot. We're going to move to the other side. So this time, we're going to exhale the right leg to slide back. Tabletop, feel free to energize if you like. And we'll do the same with the left foot. So inhale, left foot in between the hands. I'm tucking my right toes under for now. And we'll step that foot up just about 5 inches or so before shifting that weight back, lifting the left toes towards our face. Maybe a slight bend in our knee here. Find a stability through your hands as you bow the head down. If you feel like you kind of need more of a postural addition here, I just try to make sure that my hips are square with the mat. So that just makes sure your hips are parallel with the mat. Keeping your head bowed here. Just one more deep breath. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, shift the weight forward again. Finding that stability, see where you are. As we slide that left foot back to be in between the hands, we're gonna have this nice right angle. And inhale, hands up. You can stop at your knee for a second. Before going into a crescent lunge, you can have your hands straight up towards the sky. Or maybe invite that back bend, maybe cactusing the arms. Heart nice and open, feeling your vulnerability here, the strength that's in there. And when you're ready, inhale, hands back up, straighten. And exhale, hands down, framing out your left foot. Once you find yourself here, you can exhale, come back into your tabletop, energizing the spine as you may need. And just from here, you can place your hands on either side of your hips as we invite our legs to stretch out in front of us, coming into a seated position, legs outstretched. You can have them flexed. I'm bouncing my knees up and down, just invite some more space to move through here. You can roll your shoulders back, finding that nice and tall posture. And we'll invite our half load of the fish pose as we explored in the other classes. So inhale, we'll bring our right foot to be right, as close as it can, right knee into the chest. From here, we'll step that right foot over left thigh. And you can stay right here, or maybe you'd like to bend that left knee so that left foot meets right hip. This is a nice little twisty pose. From wherever you are, we're going to inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, we'll twist into the knee, so twisting to the right. Right hand is grounded behind us for stability. And maybe you lift your left hand up so that left elbow is kind of pressing against right thigh. We're going to inhale, find that power, find that almost like regal feeling. As you exhale, we'll take the gaze over the right shoulder for a nice twist. So inhale that strength, exhale, find your twist. Keeping that same breath. Maybe if you're feeling heat from the other postures, you should start to cool down here. Once you're ready to move, you can inhale back to center and continue to turn for the counter twist. Your legs are still in this kind of twisted position. Go ahead, inhale back to center and unravel the legs, moving one at a time, stretching them back out towards your mat or the short end of your mat, rolling the shoulders back, opening the space here as we move to the other side. So inhale, left knee into the chest, a nice tight hug. And from here, go ahead, step that left foot over right thigh. And you can stay here in this variation, or maybe you want to bend that right knee, so right ankle's towards the left hip. Wherever you are, feeling comfortable, feeling that strength, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, twist into that lifted knee, so we're twisting to the left. Left hand now our stability. Right hand lifts to press into that juicy part of that knee. Inhale, find your strength. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more breath here. On the next inhale, go ahead, return to center and continue to the other side as we come into that counter twist. Inhale, return to center and slowly unraveling the legs. So just moving very slowly. This time, keeping my knees lifted. I'm going to move my hips about to the center of my mat. You just want to give yourself enough room so you can extend your arms out and recline your body down. Remember to keep those knees lifted. You can take this moment to roll your shoulders underneath, to invite some space underneath the neck. And from here, I want you to lift the legs up slowly together and up towards the ceiling as if you're walking across it. So having them flex towards the rest of your body. You can begin to let all that energy from your feet just slowly drip into your torso, towards your head. And if you feel comfortable, you can begin to rotate the ankles. You can do it together, you can do it in opposite directions. Just go ahead and get that energy moving. You might hear some snaps and crackles. Just knowing that that stagnant energy, that life force can just go back into the rest of the body. Once you feel satisfied, go ahead, inhale knees into the chest, taking them in a nice tight hug, and just begin to rock around here. Just massaging the lower back and sacrum, taking as big of circles as you choose. You can go ahead, take it in the opposite direction. Once you feel ready, you can move into our happy baby pose. So you'll grab the inside or maybe the outsides of your feet, allowing the knees to splay out to the sides, and just gently rock from side to side. As we approach our final posture of today's class, I invite you to Yogi's Choice. This is to take any posture you deem necessary to end our practice for today. So it can be a bridge pose, this can be a twist. This can also be a great time to take a drink of water. Maybe even adjust the lighting in your space to best prepare for Shavasana. So I'm just going to grab my water here and just give yourself a minute to explore some poses, explore comfort options. And as soon as you're ready, you can find yourself back onto your mat, having your feet go towards the bottom corner, letting your hands rest next to the hips, resting your head down, closing the eyes to the outward gaze. Let's take this moment, rolling the shoulders back and down, bringing that space underneath the neck. And let's take a cleansing breath together as a community. So inhaling everything, filling the belly. Then exhale, side out. You've made it. Shavasana. Allow your breath to be natural as you melt into bliss of your own creation. Begin to return to now, inviting new life into your body, keeping your body reclined and the eyes closed. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, slowly granting the breath access to the energy centers of your body by breathing them into the hips, through the stomach, past the heart, through your throat, in between the eyes and out the crown of your head. Allow yourself to awaken anew, taking to one side of your mat in a fetal position. and just resting here for a minute or so. From this position, you can softly make your way back to the meditative seat, ending the class as we began. You can keep your gaze low or the eyes closed. As you bring hands to heart center, or maybe left hand over heart, right hand over the belly. Embracing your natural breath, embracing your body, embracing your strength. Just full gratitude for your mind, body, and soul. Embracing it all. And as your intention comes back to the forefront of your mind, I invite you to bring hands back to Anjali Mudra or prayer hands and invite them towards your third eye for clarity of thought, to your lips for clarity of speech, and to your heart center for clarity of divine action. I thank you in sharing your practice with me today, and may you continue to embrace your radiance. And so it is. Ashe.